today on 15 on 15.
To celebrate the kickoff of Aruba's International Beach Tennis Tournament, we'll tell you why this island's event is the best. Plus, an Aruban player explains why the sport is great and how they feel about their island's tournament. And Patty Diaz, the number 11 best beach tennis player in the world, gives tips on the sport. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yentl Lieuw. Aruba's International Beach Tennis Tournament is officially underway. The best players around the world look forward to this island's event every year. Beach Tennis Aruba's event last year was named the best tournament in the world. Aruba's event also hands out the most prize money. Now, to celebrate the kickoff, let's see why people say Aruba does the tournament right. 800 players have filled up hotel rooms on the island and registered for the 2013 International Beach Tennis Tournament in Aruba. The event that beach tennis players wait for all year round is finally here. Alex Corna is the official MC for many of the beach tennis tournaments around the world. He says there is no other tournament quite like the one Aruba organizes.
I've actually been doing these since 2005, so I've kind of seen the growth of the sport, and what makes Aruba so special is that there's an energy here and there's a scale here that you just don't find in other parts of the world. I mean, what this organization has done, Beach Tennis Aruba, to build the sport here on the island and make it something special is truly amazing. There's over 800 players that fly out and attend this event. Many of those are from other countries, and it's just grown into something that is not only the greatest beach tennis party, but it is, from a competitive perspective, one of the greatest beach tennis competitive events on the planet as well. So there's really something special going on here.
Players who play competitively in the sport agrees Aruba's tournament wins the popularity contest.
Aruba, the atmosphere is for sure the best. For sure. Like, I don't know, the music together with the beach, with the people, it makes Aruba. For me, it's my favorite tournament of the year. I've been to many places, but this is crazy. I say that there's something in the air or in the water that makes people, I don't know, happy here. So I'm really glad to be here, and for me, this is the favorite.
The sport started to gain demand in Italy, and Italy alone, but it has expanded into Europe, then South America, now in the USA, but the Caribbean islands are really picking up on the sport.
It's really grown. I mean, I started in the game in 2005. It was already growing around Europe, but it was, for the most part, an Italy thing. In the 8 years that I've been involved, I've seen it really expand across Europe. And now in South America, Brazil is a hot market. The Central American countries are getting into it. And in the United States, we have some growth. It's not quite as hot as I'd like to see it, but I think it takes a little longer in the U.S. sometimes. But it is growing there. And in the Caribbean islands, it's really blowing up. So the playing opportunities are expanding. Players have a lot of options to go where they want to go, to a great island destination. And, you just kind of combine a vacation with a tournament.
The sport's growing amazing in many countries. In South America, in Europe. I think when I haven't met the first person that tried beach tennis and didn't like it. It's a sport that it's like a drug. Like people go crazy with it. And there's something about beach tennis that other sports don't have. This is really familiar. Like everybody enjoys. Not even like you don't have to be pro to enjoy the sport. Like even the first time you try it, you can have fun. You're at the beach or listening to music. You're with friends, so it makes beach tennis special, different than other sports. And for sure, Aruba will be very smart if they keep doing tournaments like this. I think it's good for tourism, like people from all over the world coming to play this tournament. So for sure I will keep doing it.
It is evident to those attending and playing in these tournaments that Aruba needs to build the event and grow with the sport. This is and will continue to be an asset to the island's tourism.
Well, it's very important for Aruba because now Aruba has moved into a position as trendsetter. Okay, they're actually defining how events should be done. I think right now this is the greatest beach tennis entertainment spectacle on the planet. There may be bigger tournaments in Europe and Italy especially, but from a overall fun entertainment perspective, Aruba is setting the bar, and so they have to continue to develop that because now they're in the lead. They're in first place, and they have to go and keep getting bigger and better to maintain that spot and really to show other countries around the world how to do it. And so far, they're doing that. We've seen growth every year from tournament to tournament. So Aruba's got a great thing going, and let's just hope that it keeps on going that way.
When we return, we'll have a local fanatic explain what is so great about Aruba's tournament. And later on, Patty Diaz gives the ladies out there a few tips on how to excel when on the court. We'll be right back. Stay with us. More on the beach tennis sport next. Thank you for staying tuned to 15 on 15. If you are just joining us now, we are celebrating the kickoff to DV Resorts Aruba's International Beach Tennis Tournament by recapping on last year's interviews with players from around the world and players on the island. We have an Aruban player to tell us why the event is so great. 800 players from around the globe may be taking over Eagle Beach this weekend, but we cannot forget the locals on the island who keeps the sport going all year round. It is thanks to their support. To many players, it is the highlight of the year.
Man, when I started about 3 years ago, it was really small. We were like a group of, I think, 10 teams playing the doubles, and now it's like 10 countries playing the doubles, I think, or more. It's, I think this year it's more than 600 players coming in and from different countries. Now I hear it's also China that's playing, so it's amazing. It's been growing so fast, it's so big. The people from the organization is doing such a good job.
There is a growing community on Aruba who's becoming a fanatic of the beach tennis sport. The great thing about the sport is how quickly players progress.
Started like 3 years ago, and we were like, okay, let's do it because I think we can do this, you know, it's just for the fun of it. We started in the fun, and then like you see you're improving so fast. So we were like, okay, I think we can do this, and you keep improving, and keep going up into the levels. You start from fun, and then you end up in the open, and it's such an easy sport to do, and so addictive. We started playing it once a week, maybe twice a week, and then like really fast you start playing like 5 times a week, and in the morning, at night, you call each other, make appointments, try to get a bigger, as big as possible group to play together. And it's so much fun, it's addictive, and it's really good for the body, man. So,
according to international players, Aruba has become a household name in the beach tennis community worldwide.
It's famous. Everybody that knows beach tennis knows Aruba. So everybody wants to come here to play, to enjoy, to know. And it's also a wonderful place to be. A lot of beautiful beaches. So that's it.
To everyone who flies over for Aruba's tournament has no doubt that the event is great for tourism.
I don't know how many people there are this year, but it's a huge event. I don't know how many $1,000 this event spends, but it's amazing. It's amazing. For sure, it will help developing the tourism of Aruba and everything else.
The beach tennis sport was born in Italy 35 years ago. It had always been Italians dominating the top positions. But Brazil is quickly moving in, and there is indeed a rivalry.
So Brazil this year won the Nations Cup on Russia. And Italy for 20 years has been the best nation. So now Brazilians are coming up and maybe taking up Italia's place. We hope now we have a game here between one Brazilian, one Italian. It's a very tight game. I hope Brazilian wins.
On that note, we will be right back. Take a look to see what is coming up next. Aruba's international beach tennis event inspired a young Venezuelan player to commit her career to the sport. Globally speaking, there is a certain hierarchy between men and women when it comes to sports, meaning a man winning a certain sport title will earn more money than a woman earning the same title in the female category. Now here's more of an incentive for the ladies out there to get into beach tennis. The prize money at Aruba's tournament is divided up equally between male and female. So here's Patty Diaz, one of the best players in the world, to give you some tips on how to do your best in the sand.
Beach tennis, like many sports, differs between the way men and women play it. We have Patricia Diaz, who is ranked at number 12th in the world, explain the difference.
As we all know, men are stronger, so their game is kind of faster. It depends a lot on the serve and volleys for them. On the serve mostly, like they serve harder, so the points tend to be shorter. Women, it gets more than that. It's more touches, more lobs, more short balls, more movement. That's the main difference.
Being tall definitely has an advantage when playing beach tennis, but there are benefits to being smaller, and you can definitely make your height work.
I think you compensate. People that are taller, they can reach more balls, but they tend to be slower. So short people tend to move faster. That's my way. So for sure, like short people can also be good, and it just depends on you and how hard you try. I always try my best, and I've been fast all my life. Like that's my thing, moving a lot. So for sure, it doesn't affect. Like it's maybe smashing and serving. It's easier when you're taller. You just push the ball down. When you're shorter, it takes more than that. It takes more effects.
Predominantly speaking, every pro beach tennis player who is ranked has a tennis or volleyball background. According to Patricia, this helps immensely.
For sure, it makes things easy for you. Easier, for sure. Feeling the ball, controlling the racket, placing the ball whenever you want. It helps if you come from tennis. But there are a lot of volleyball players that are really good at this because they can move in the sand. It's something really hard for you when you come from tennis to learn how to move in the sand. Like when you go back, it's really hard to learn that. So volleyball players that have that in advance, they're good moving. Beach tennis, like tennis players are good putting the ball whatever they want. So it has pros and cons.
Patty only started playing beach tennis a few years ago, and she is now the number 11th player in the world. She played tennis her whole life, but one day decided to commit herself to beach tennis. Believe it or not, Aruba had a lot to do with it.
Burst into flame. Burst into flame. Burst into flame.
I began beach tennis in July 2012. I was a tennis player my whole life, and my friends from tennis invited me to play beach tennis. The first moment I tried beach tennis, I fell in love with the sport, and then I went to Aruba. That's a mistake. That's the first tournament and the best, so beach tennis became an addiction to me.
Go to Eagle Beach any day this week and you won't be disappointed. Be sure to join me Friday night right here on ATV Channel 15 after Noticia Awanochi at 8:30 p.m. I will be broadcasting from Eagle Beach, giving you the play-by-plays of countries, including Aruba, who are fighting for the title of Nations Cup. On Sunday, Kadochi Kalk and I will be broadcasting the main event live, so be sure to join us then as well. That's it for now. See you back here Tuesday night at 7:15 p.m. for a brand new edition of 15 on 15.